Alright, this is my personal experience with Nasdaq. I'm going to flip through a couple time frames and kind of get a better picture of the week before we go ahead. I do not try to guess which way the market's going to go when I actually take a trade. The whole point is to come to the market with a clear head. This is just kind of going back and thinking what just happened in the market and which direction we could possibly be going. We'll start with the daily time frame. Well, first I'm going to remove all drawings. I don't want to keep any of them because I want a fresh outlook for the week. So to keep no bias, I'm going to take the time to, clear it out, make sure I don't have anything but just a raw chart for the most point with the hybrid indicator. So let's see. So we have a almost perfect double bottom here. They did break that low by a couple points, not a lot, before they came back up. Can't even say that we're riding a trend line right now because it would have broke to the downside. That's a pretty considerable break. The one thing I will say is I'm only seeing red vectors at the highs, which usually means like a consolidation to go upwards. But in the past, we've done something similar with red vectors at the highs, and we still rolled over. This, I believe, was COVID. No, not far enough out for COVID. COVID was back here somewhere. Or what was this? Yeah, December of 21. Okay. Again, we had red vectors. Funny that we don't have green vectors really at the highs on these. So I always find that interesting. Do we have any gaps that did not get filled? We have, I guess they don't always have to come back to the gaps. We're basically getting a lot of indecision, I feel like. Definitely seems like a lot of indecision. I'm just gonna bring up let me find the news. Let's just take a look here and see if maybe I'm missing something. Well, very likely. I haven't checked this yet to see what this week is going to be. So I'm only interested in red folders. We don't have any for Sunday. Coming into Monday, these are all yellow. So nothing, I don't see anything that's really going to rock the market. Or it shouldn't. This consumer credit month on month might actually be interesting. But set for the end of the market tomorrow. I don't see anything for Tuesday. Let's see, Wednesday. Wednesday, we have the core PPI an hour before market open. So that'll definitely do something, but that's still not, that's not what I'm expecting. So that's Wednesday. Thursday, let's see. Thursday, again, core PPI, CPI, or core CPI, PPIs the day before. So then we have CPI and unemployment claims. And then this ECB conference, press conference, this actually might make Thursday a very choppy day. It depends how serious they are. So maybe it'll be like a zigzag on Thursday. And then Friday, we just have the prelim. And GDP. GDP's earlier. So I really don't see anything crazy. Following week. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting day. This is not until the 17th. Federal fund rates, FOMC economic projections, and FOMC statement, and FOMC press conference. I need to just block this day off. This is not going to be a good day to trade. And then we're going to have to be careful coming back for any evening as well. Okay. So Wednesday the 17th. Otherwise, it seems like we're pretty much okay to trade. Wednesday the 17th, not so much. I'll plan my day to be gone. I don't typically use the 8-hour. I'm going to take a peek at it, just see if anything's obvious. It looks like we've had these kind of building days previously on the 8-hour. So red pushing down, we could do something like this again. Which, I mean, they basically came down and tried to fill some more of this. This looks very similar to this. This right here. As opposed to this right here. So I can make it bigger. Hi, Victoria. Just trying to get my feelings in order for the market before Asia opens. Nothing crazy. We're just looking like maybe we're about here. Curious to see if this was just a bounce. The difference is this is actually higher on the TDI. I don't know if that means anything. Okay, so we'll compare these two. Let's put it on the 4-hour. 4-hour. Blue, red continuation, green, red. I bet we get a continuation upside. Which is good because I much rather deal with long bias than trying to reverse that for a while. The only thing is, so we do have these sell-off levels. I feel like we broke through it. Even though we came right back in. I bet this is like... Oh, where's my little drawing tool? This one. So see here, we left pins, right? Both times. This one, it was like we actually came through. Break. I bet this is like a... They break the upside, come back down, and then we actually will probably just keep pushing all the way back up to where we were. Maybe reopen New York at near the range daily high and then drop from there if they're going to drop again. But I definitely have like a long bias back to the range daily high. Take back some of this, maybe just to this red vector, which is the 10 o'clock New York candle. So that'll be interesting to kind of see what this does. Does it look like on the... Okay, we'll drop it down to an hour. There's nothing really down here. except this area sticks out to me if they do decide to come down. So I'm gonna make this black. It's not really anything of importance. Just gonna lock that in place. Looks like a 50% of a vector move. They kind of decided to come back down, but just held it, moved out. Actually, gonna go ahead and change the color on this one too. And we'll lock it in. Okay, so again, I was thinking back towards range daily high. Which I think when this opens, it will be around this area. It might be slightly higher. So we kind of had a retest of this level twice already. Right here. And then we do have this wick on the 1 hour to be aware of, as well as yesterday's low. So it really depends which way they decide to go. If they start chewing into this for New York tomorrow, I don't know, I feel like they've gotten a lot of this back, but we've been in this range. Have we had, how many touches have we had? 1, 2. I mean, here's kind of your third touch from previously. I'm bullish. It's as simple as that. I'm gonna leave this here for range weekly low, and I'm just gonna lock it. I'm gonna leave it green. I like that this wasn't a crazy fast move all the way up. Fast move down, trickle it all the way back up, filling orders. Fast move down, we could get another like push down. Would be neat is if we get like 3 pushes down here, almost like a W formation before shifting out and actually re-breaking the highs. I could see that as well. If we do something more like, you know, basically this was the W, right? And then we have a retrace, 2, and then this 3 never really did anything. This was basically, I don't know if this is the first leg of an M. It's most likely the first leg of an M. If they're gonna come down. So they gotta come back up. And then they could do some stuff here and then onward. It's kind of my thinking. This makes sense to me. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this, so 1 second. I want to send this to a dear friend of mine. Okay. Now that I remembered to do that, you know, waking up my poor friend across the sea. He probably won't be awake anyway. I think if we can re-break to the upside, we'll be good to go higher. But I do think we might actually consolidate up here for a while. Originally last week, I was thinking we had a head and shoulders on our hands, but this is starting to make me think otherwise. Because we never did break that neckline. We literally came back to the neckline and bounced. So let's drop it down to from the 1 hour. So I'm just gonna mark these off. Well, I need something lighter in color. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna turn the border off completely. Maybe a little border. There we go. I like that. Okay. We're just gonna leave that like that. That way when I drop it down to the 15-minute, I'll be able to be fine. So we had one green vector at the very end of the day on the 15-minute. Bear with me. There we go. This is too dark. It's messing with me. Okay. If this was an M, let's drop it down on the 5 real quick. So you know, it looks like an M. So if this was our M formation on the 5-minute, this would have been level 1, level 2. Somehow I feel like I'm missing a level here. Might be cleaner on the 1, actually. It was a really choppy move down. Big candles. Lots of movement. So we'll go with, so this was our M here. We only came back to the 200. It's interesting. There's no clearly defined, even on the 15-second. Hold on, maybe if we put it on a line chart, it'll make more sense. I mean, I see the W here, but I think this was just like the partial double bottom. The temporary double bottom. And we basically went sideways the rest of the day. This might have been a retrace. And then we had this one. And then to come down here and make this W. Now look, they just swept the range, broke into the SI high, but found support. So since we found support at yesterday's start, notice that's where we ended. And then we'll be starting this week slightly higher. I don't know. It seems awfully, seems good to me. Cleared the range. Okay. This could have been like a little M formation here, so we'll just have to wait and see what they do with this EMA when they open. Right here. If they just go through and then work their way up all night, and then maybe New York decides to leave a mess behind. So we could just come right back up, right? So we trickle, came down to the 800, and then slowly fade our way back up, wait for New York to open, let them spike the high one time, and then come down. Or do something like this. Because that's what it likes to do. Yeah, just following the hybrid, I don't see a lot down here. Look, on the 5-minute time frame. So we're only looking for things underneath here. Because everything else has been cleaned up already. So we're only looking under here. I mean, there's nothing here. There's... Where's that blue line? Blue line's here. Okay, so we have a little bit down here. That's not enough for me to think, like, wow, we have to go get that. This was a pretty significant move up, but notice most of it got reclaimed already. There's just a little bit down here in this mid part. There is a little bit hanging out down here. 23 250s. And that would also be the midpoint of this large W structure that we had made. I think it's about it. I think that's about it. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what it does. Well, I guess we just need to watch the EMAs. So when I need a clearer picture, get rid of the drawings and just try to pay attention to this chart, basically. Victoria, yeah, that shape, man, that's freaking crazy. Seems like we just keep spiking down and then trailing higher. Spiking down. So as long as the EMAs play out, this will be our really definitive zone. We have all these vectors up here above still to come back to. Where would I find a good entry at? My ideal entry for this. I think I'll be watching for a new long position, probably at this 800 EMA on the 5-minute. Which I need to lock it in place. The screen right in front of my face. So this one would be for a possible long entry. And then other than that, I mean, I think if we if we fail this 800, it doesn't really give me anything. Let me go on the 15-minute. It really doesn't give me anything to look back on. No, I guess the 800 on the... It'd be like right here somewhere. Here and here. I think those are the ones I would be looking for. So this one is the 15-minute 800 EMA. I'm doing the wrong one. This one. No background. There we go. Text. So 15-minute 800 EMA. And then this one is the 5-minute. Five-minute 800 EMA. So those are like my two spots that I'm really looking for entries long. The fact that we're sitting here at the 50, great place to enter. I mean, great place to end the week, not enter. Great place to end the week. It looks like it wants to roll over. I think we will get entries lower. So I'll probably actually watch Asia tonight, which for me that opens in about an hour and 10 minutes. I might come back and be live while I'm trading that, but I'll mainly just be kind of hanging out with the family and watching and seeing what these EMAs do. This is really interesting. This is like the first time that we've actually had the 200 cross the 800 on the 15. I might have to be happy with even getting... I'm gonna make another spot here for me to watch. Right here. So this is 15-minute 200 EMA. Okay, that one's locked, and this one. Okay. Just trying to keep it like as simple as possible for trading. You know, where am I going to find an entry long? I don't need to know exactly which direction it's going right now. We'll wait and see what kind of behavior. If we can get behavior like this is beautiful. Right here. Two 15-minute candles. Perfect reversal. Look at how long that lasted. That's what I want to see. Or even this. This is another one. Love this too. Harder to catch it, but love this too. See how they get a whole lot smaller on the 15, and then you have all these wicks downside. There's only room to go up when it does that kind of behavior. So big candles and little candles would be great. But we have been reacting pretty good off of these larger EMAs. I don't want to say I have goals for this week. Victoria, if you're still here, do you have monetary goals for this week or no? Or are we just like, we just want to survive? I know. Okay, so see, that was exactly what I was waiting for. So I try not to set goals either, because I feel like it like sits in the back of my mind, and then I can't just get past it. Like, I'm like, oh, you know, I made 20,000 last week. I want to make 20,000 this week again. You know, it does not work that way. So we'll see. I had a good week last week. Took the family out, went to dinner. I think that's about as much of a goal as I want to have. I think it's it. I think I will be looking for longs here. If I can get something like what we had at the end of Friday. Yeah. That would be the icing on the cake. This 15-minute. And then just trickle back up. Yeah, one day at a time. It's been a long time coming. The past year's been like we've had to change a lot of stuff. I'll have to message you. I'll message you on Discord. But I'm gonna stop. We'll see how this works out tomorrow. We'll see how it opens when I come back to the charts. So, bye.